Just do a little pause and then 3, 2, 1, disappear. All right, so it's all moved away. You can see on the bed now it's just this office paperwork, which we will basically take and we're gonna shove it under this table, under this keyboard here, once we're done talking about this stuff. And that's because you know, the office paperwork we have to save for another future video, most likely tomorrow or the day after. So what comes next is on the bed we also had the standing laptop stand. We got to put that also inside the cart, which we do in a moment. But first, down here where the office desk is, office papers are supposed to be saved for the video tomorrow, we have, first of all, this pouch, which we neglected to speak about. We actually have several pouches inside this drawer, but we're not going to put it inside. That's because this pouch actually belongs, it's a peer stand pouch, and it's exactly the right size for the phone, the Samsung A13 right here. And so that's the one that's doing all of the live stream recording. As a result, it will be running pretty much 24/7, and we're going to leave it there with this phone, right, pouch, because once we're moving, we got to place that phone inside here. So it has to be with us at all times. So what we'll do is we'll leave this here. That's something really important to mention. And then next to it, we have the keys here for the landlord, right? So that's why they're here. We're going to return them. And then in addition, we have the Walmart $25 gift card that we received from our volunteering gig for seniors at a long-term care home. Underneath it, of course, we did see some receipts, and the reason why we have these receipts, as I mentioned, these are the receipts are still useful. Now, what that means is I have to do some data entry for income tax returns, but more importantly, everything for the restaurant is done already. So the restaurant spreadsheet already has all the entries done. It's all about the income tax spreadsheet and the business claims deductions. So all of the deductions are right here, and I need to take a scan of all of these, again, all these receipts a second time, not just all the ones that were already uploaded on OneDrive, on Google Drive. I have to scan again because this time they're all bundled together, only the relevant ones. Over there it's all scattered and mixed with, you know, the other 95%. There's only the 5% that's actually relevant, and we need to bundle all together, take a scan of them all so that they can be provided as proof if asked by the revenue agency. So we're going to take these receipts and we're going to stuff it inside a little luggage bag right on the floor over there next by the rollerblades, right there, because we're going to do this as work most likely tomorrow. We'll be doing some scanning work, and if not tomorrow, throughout the week. So this can go, as well as the laptop stand can go. And 3, 2, 1, we're almost done. And we were almost done, but now I have some bad news. Unexpected stuff again. I made a mistake. I didn't take out some receipts from within the bag, the luggage bag. So there's actually, and the reason why was actually, it was justifiable. These receipts were meant to cover up a spill of maple syrup. So, damn. So there are at least 7 receipts here, and that we'll have to cover. And even more complicating to this is one of these receipts is something, believe it or not, it's something that's a new restaurant. So we have to add it to it's like in a new restaurant that just was renovated only a couple weeks ago. We tried it, it's brand new. So we have to add that to the Excel spreadsheet with a question. And then this one, even more crucial, is a receipt that we definitely can claim because it's for a mobile billing service subscription. And God, that's crazy, man. So just the notion of all this is kind of depressing, recognizing that I have to now consider all of these as being and then there's the other 5 receipts. So of course that means that this stash is going to grow a little bit just by 1, and we have to do some more data entry. So I'll save this for a future video when we cover it, most likely with the office material. we can do it at the same time. Honestly, I'm not too ecstatic about doing one more receipt video. I may have to. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah. Okay, next. Stuff pops up. That's how life works. So we're about to finish this video off with just 2 things remaining, and then we're gonna say that we are ready to basically do an photograph, an after photograph of this desk. So if I take on to the right hand side now, you can see that's basically empty, right? It's like, it's clean now. It's nice, which is how it should be. But down here, the drawer is still pulled open. And why is that? So 2 things I forgot to mention. First of all, if you can't tell, on the left hand side, there used to be a ring clamp here, coiled up, and in it used to be that thing on the bottom right there, which is, you can see there's like a metal pole. And I didn't talk about it at all, but that's a C2 item that's meant for self-defense. I think I talked about it actually, but I didn't talk about the ring clamp. So I undusted the ring clamp and I put it inside here. And so that's another electronic related item. It's not electronic itself, but it's meant for holding a phone. So it's supposed to be a phone holder, and it's put inside here as well. So in addition, I pulled out from the drawer at the very back. So that's the one thing I had to mention here, the clamp was put back. And then another thing to mention is that this over here, I pulled it from the back, the dummy surveillance camera from Voltax brand. And it's, again, this is something that you can get from a dollar store really, really cheap. But it's a realistic surveillance camera for your home or business to prevent or deter suspicious activity. That's what it says on the branding right here. And, yeah, I'm going to unbox this right here, right now. I just opened it, and you can see, in fact, I'm going to place this camera, the webcam, up here. We don't really need this anymore to be held up. So I'm just going to tilt it down. Here it is, and we're going to open it from the bubble wrap. Sorry, maybe you can see that better. And what we'll do is we'll take this, gotta move it out of the ring light so that my face glows a little bit better, shows up. But you can see the camera just like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip on the side, I'm gonna pull outside the bubble wrap. Right, and put the bubble wrap back inside the cartridge because we want to save this for the future for storage. Just gonna close it back again, and we will stick this back inside the shelf, which you will see in a moment. So this camera here is going to be a second one to the one that we already have inside the toolbox. And so we can open this, and here's the batteries. I'm going to stick the included screws and safety pins right inside. I'm just going to make sure that's flat. And then I'm going to close this on top. Right? Batteries not included, obviously, it's just AA. But now this is all in one, and what I can do with this now is I can toss this camera inside the cart as well, by putting it inside the bag with the water bottle containers, because the water bottle containers, at least they will go to storage inside that bag, the transport bag, the bag with all the bags, the reusable bag with all the Uzana other bags. And so toss this inside there, and then because this will not fit inside a toolkit, we already have one in there. 2 of these will not fit inside the toolbox, but one inside the bag, one inside the toolkit, and then they'll go to storage, and one of them, if not both of them, will both go to most likely to the rental unit. So that's this. Okay, and so if I move the camera down now, you can see that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this cartridge packaging back inside where it belongs.
Taxes are extra. Visit kfc.ca for more details. Hey Spotifyers, click or tap the banner to listen to Hot Country, today's top country hits of the week,
And then the
worldwide,
bulb
brought
goes
to you
back
by
down.
Coors Original.
And
Start
we are
your
finished.
legacy.
Just like that. So really quite straightforward, not complicated at all. And I can put the lights back in as well. Those are particularly different lights, by the way. In fact, if I want to be careful about this, what I should do is I should replace the light bulb here, just to make sure it doesn't break. Because if it gets bumped into, it's definitely going to crack. Alright, that's everything. So what I can do now is actually I can pull out this entire drawer and put it inside the black plastic bag over there, and then I can seal this. Once I do that, this entire thing will be ready. I actually have to put this away as well. So let's do a pause. It's a 30-minute video, it seems. Bad news. We have to split this video in two. Oh, what a headache. You know, this really takes me back to, all right, I'm going to take a little pause here. It's recording. It's all right. We'll chill. This is going to be split into two videos now. I think a good point to break this video in half is going to be basically after we finish talking about the stupid fucking toolkit, which had to put in the goddamn earplugs, the shelving, latches, the security camera, as well as all the other stationary equipment. And then in addition, a pair of glasses. I didn't see that coming, as well as the drawing tablet, pen. Took a lot of time. Oh, and why do we have to make a second video out of this one? Why do we split in half? Because not only is it 30 minutes in, and not only did we run into the unexpected receipts with maple syrup right here, right, which we will cover in a separate video. We're not going to do in this one, thank goodness, because there's something else we overlooked. Two things, which we will cover in this video. We have to. So over here, this is something that we overlooked not just in this video, in the previous videos, but for the past 5 to 10 videos. We were supposed to cover it with something else. And I'll show you this fucking bag. This fucking bag has inside all the gear, and it's all the preemptive gear as well. We only mentioned it briefly, but inside is we're going to mention it in more detail now. Basically, finally we did it. We put inside the Muterlon, AOT, ODM fake gear, the anti-theft gear, as well as the elbow pads, the back strap that has all the tools and gadgets strapped on top for PTSD, and then also the rollerblade armor. And I have to show you where it is, as it was right here. And we made a really silly mistake and ended up putting socks in here. I mentioned that before. There was a little story about that. But what we're gonna do is say it's important because this was somewhere else, and that's where we're putting it, right here. The reason why it's important is because next to it is actually, first of all, there's a motorcycle helmet, and you can see that white kind of this shelving unit here, the metal wire frame. The metal wire frame is a class 2 item, so we have to talk about that. It's only free now because we donated 2 bags of clothing over to a community hub, which we're supposed to tell a bit of a story about. So we dropped by, and it was very interesting. It was related once again to the housing caseworker that I have benefited from and worked with and have had the pleasure to meet. So I was donating the clothing back, and now it's free space. So I can put this here now. But in addition to that, it also means that, I'm considering moving the motorcycle helmet inside here as well. If not, I may just toss the motorcycle helmet into that right here. I can't show you that yet because that should probably be covered with everything else on that side. That's going to be a separate video as well. Now, something that's really important to highlight is that I also included inside this bag here, originally, all the stuff inside this bag here was outside of the bag. It was strewn on top of the blue barrel, the Heisenberg methylamine barrel, I would like to say, as well as inside this gray basket right here, which is now free to put books in. So there's only one thing missing, and it's this. And this is really, really critical because this is something that made me very angry to forget. I can't tell how much of this is my PTSD and my perfectionism and my OCD. But one thing for sure is that this does not belong in that bag at all. These are the clamps for the photo shoot, for the green screen. And the bag itself is for the Conius backdrop also. So one's for the stand, the clamps come for the stand, and then the bag itself is for the photo shoot. And stupid me, I ended up moving the photo shoot drape as well as the photo stand to the storage unit without either of these two. They belong together. So for example, I could have put the photo shoot drapes folded up inside this bag. I just didn't know it was inside the basket, or I forgot completely, and this belongs there. So you can see this is going to be a 40-minute video, hence why we had to split this in half. But we're going to take this and toss it inside right now, the carts behind us, and say that is an immediate thing that has to go right now. So the only thing left I can say is after that, sounds like to me that I can probably take this shelf and bag it, and then we can do the photo shoot after all, the after image of this entire area. There are some things here that should go away. For example, this Pepsi Zero Sugar should be finished and put into the recycling bin. Most likely we'll move it to the side there next by the door. You can see there's the recyclables now. Like I said, the Domino's pizza with the garbage and the recyclables are all next to the door. And then in addition, once we're done with today's videos, we will upload onto this Seagate 5 terabyte drive, and then this will be gone too. So if we do that, this entire area should be pristine clean. And that's what we had planned in mind. I didn't think we'd be able to do it all in one day, but you know, if we can, that's better because we still have a lot to get through. So we're going to do a little snap, and things are going to change in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and that's that. So anything finishing touches left to go? Yes. Not surprisingly, there was something else that was also missed. There's so much here. It's just too much. So I'll tell you what the last thing was. I realized 2 things, but it's just so disappointing to realize that I didn't cover this sooner, because there's no way I would have seen it. And basically underneath the table, believe it or not, okay, so the Coke, the Pepsi can is gone, yes, and the storage device is gone. But as I was trying to connect the storage device to Seagate over here to the USB ports, what is actually underneath it, I realized, you can't see from the side here, but it lights, is underneath is actually you know what that is? That's the eye. That's the paper white. That's what that is. There's something else underneath it too, I realize now. My goodness. I completely missed that. So there's 2 other electronic devices here, and damn, totally missed it. So what I'm going to say is know, I can't even cover it here. You know, it's even if I tried to, I wouldn't have the time. So I'm just not in the right spirits either. It's just like I'm done. You know, I'm done. So this is a Paperwhite, and I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't be overwhelmed by this, but I'm definitely overwhelmed. And this is a portable battery. I shouldn't have to say too much about it. But both of this stuff belongs inside a drawer here. And I think what we'll do is just we'll leave these two to be covered in a completely separate video, and say that they'll be covered in a totally separate video, but it'll be a separate video for the entire drawer. For the desk itself, there's still one more thing I didn't cover, and that's this earphone. Should be over here on the left hand side. And I still haven't washed these. I'm so tired. So tired. Yeah, that's it. We'll put this to a close, man. Moving out is such a headache, dude. Well, when you do things my way, for sure. I mean, I'm such a freaking... What the hell am I doing? Anyways, let's take a photograph of this thing. It's close enough to be to after as much as it gets. I'm gonna wash this stuff and toss it inside the toolbox as well. So, yeah, that's that. You can't even get a good after-shot photograph because the shelving unit is still here. Oh, that burns. It's like a meme face. It is like the peppy face right now we're supposed to have. Are you serious? Appreciation animation, yeah, sure. Thanks for showing up, guys. Life, that's how it is. People usually respond to this kind of frustration and overwhelmingness by laughing out loud. And you're like, seriously? Oh, you fucking, you know. And I've done that before too. I think I'm just tired right now, man. I'm just tired. And so I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of breath. I'm not feeling too hot. I can't believe I have to actually split this video in half too. That's gonna suck ass. Yeah. Wow.